Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about some of the $1 bills that you need to make sure you're not spending. And they're probably hiding in your wallet or circulation because these come out every once in a while and are worth several $100s, thousands of dollars, but it might look like something like this, might be one of the Blue Seal silver certificates or something altogether even more special. But again, do not spend these $1 bills and you'll thank me for it. So let's check out some of the ones that are so valuable. So here's our first $1 bill that could be worth a ton of money that you should be looking for, and it's generally like any type of misalignment error is something that you should be searching for, and they can often be pretty obvious. In other cases, they're not, but here we see clearly this printing of the left two 11s as well as the federal bank seal is tilted very obviously. This one was plucked out of circulation still, when it had a pretty good condition, but it sold for $355. And it's the sort of thing that you can look for on any note. And that's the theme that I tried to go with, as well as trying to go with reasonable ones to find. So here we have what is an retained obstruction. It's a little piece of tape, but again, retained obstructions can be pretty rare and worth a fair amount of money. This one sold for $4,110, and I think it's the sort of note that might not even look like it's valuable when you saw it, but what happened when it says obstruction is that this piece of tape came down or was on the note before it actually got printed. So what I mean by that is this 7, this Federal Reserve seal, all of the lettering that is by the tape hasn't been put on top of it, but instead it was struck through and on the tape. So it's similar to the struck through error from a coin. But in this case, the obstruction could be peeled away, like if you took off that tape or whatever that sort of paper is, but I'm pretty confident that it is tape. It would no longer be there and it would be sort of missing from this note. But they're more valuable when the obstruction has been retained. There's some other examples of like a card stock or that sort of thing, and those are always highly sought after, but again, over $4,000. This one is something that you can really search for anywhere, and again, it's pretty exciting. It's called a mismatched prefix. This sold for $1,000.80. Or $1,080, should put it that way. But you see over here, it's A999511082H. Over here, it's B999511082H. So you can always look at the prefixes, and there's also suffixes. But some of the ones are worth, $20,000. It all depends. Sometimes there's a star note at the end, and there's an example of a star and a letter, but all these different types of things worth a good amount of money and can conceivably and are regularly found on circulating notes because not that many people are paying attention. Here we see another misaligned Treasury seal. This one's on a North African silver certificate from 1935, but the point is these can really add up in terms of their value, and they happen frequently, different years, different denominations, but this one, again, $3,500, that's actually a pretty significant number that I think everybody should be looking to get. Here is a great example of something that sells for a ton of money, and you wouldn't think it. They can be pretty circulated. These ones are uncirculated, but they've got the same serial number, which is really odd. That's not supposed to happen. They also have the same series, so both of these are from 1981, but that's like the dollar bill design that we have today. But the big thing is the plate number right here. This one's D466, this one's D471, and most of the time, you're never going to match up two same serial, same series number, but different plate number. That really shouldn't happen. But in this case, it did happen. Somebody caught on to it, was able to pair the two together, and it sold for over $9,000, which in my opinion, that's just a ton of money for notes that on their own would sell for $1. Another sweet note that I wanted to point out is this Hawaii silver certificate. In World War II on the island of Hawaii. America owned it, but they didn't want to get all of their money stolen and given to the Japanese if they took over that island in the Pacific. So we made these Hawaii notes that clearly printed Hawaii on the back, but they should have been printed straight across the one. Instead, this one was printed at a diagonal angle and down, so it really was in the wrong place. But again, going back to the thing about there's lots of different misaligned prints. Here they had the Hawaii overprint in the wrong place. It was still circulated, it's graded 35 out of 70, but it sold for over $5,000. And that brings us to our last one, which is this mismatched serial number. You see that this is a star note right here, but in addition to that, here it's 00 to start out the numbers, and here it's 11. And again, $4,700 is the total amount of money that was fetched at auction. I mean, that's pretty significant. It's not the sort of thing that is inconceivable to find. Now, if it's really circulated, which a lot of the circulating notes would be, maybe it might be worth a few $100 or $1,000, but there's enough of them that are worth a ton more that I wanted to include those as well. So with that being said, all of these are great ones to look for in your pocket change or in collections. Mismatched prefixes, treasury seals probably less so, but the prefixes or recognizing a retained obstruction, all of these things, definitely be on the lookout for them, and I'll see you in some of my future videos with some more currency updates. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.